Hello everybody, this is Triplet99C here, and I'm going to be doing another tutorial today. So I got suggested on Instagram that I do some character design stuff, and so that's what I'm going to be doing today. As you can see from the title, I'm only going to be focusing on faces and such. I'm not going to be focusing on like hair or clothes or anything like that just yet. I'll probably focus on that next time if you guys want me to. So, yep. Faces, expressions, like facial structures, stuff like that. So, yeah, once again, like I have mentioned in my previous tutorials, to anyone who is pledging $5 or more on Patreon will be viewing this video 24 to 48 hours early. Now, I may change this later on down the road since like whenever I finish a video, I'm just like, oh yeah, I want to upload this now. Like, so I might end up changing it, but we will see. But for now, you guys get that benefit, and if I end up changing it later on, it'll be something just as good or something even better. So, yep, enjoy to all your Patreon users who are viewing this early, and to the people who I just posted this, or you may be viewing this later. I hope this helps. So, as you can see, I've drawn a little face here. It's not that detailed or anything, just a little thing. It's not meant to be perfect because this is just practice after all. So, here's what I'm going to do. You can follow along with me if you want to, like on paper or on the computer, whatever you want. So, let's select this here. Or you can draw it out several times if you wish. Just copy it, paste it. You're going to move it to the side about right there or so. Then you're going to copy and copy and paste it again. Move it down to about like there, let's say. So we're going to do 3, as you can see from this. Wanted to do 4. Actually, we might be able to do 4 if I can move these around a bit. I may have to change the canvas size to maybe. Alright, so there's your faces. I'm just gonna put these layers together so that it's all one layer, you know. Alright, so then make a layer underneath this layer, or in your case, like just draw a lighter if you're doing this traditionally. You're going to do just circles around those faces just to kind of guide, like, you know, where the chin and jaw and stuff will be. So let's go ahead and do that. As you can tell, these are nowhere near perfect, because I normally do the guidelines first, but that's not the case for today. Yeah, I'm going to change that circle. As you can see, everybody makes mistakes. Alrighty, so there's my 4 pretty crappy circles, but whatever. So, yep, this is our layout so far. So what I'm going to be doing right now is facial structures. I'm going to be doing a rounded face, an oval face, which is like the most common type of face. I'm wanting to do a heart-shaped face, and then I'll try like more of like a squarish shape too. So yeah, like I said earlier, oval is the most common. It's the type of face I have. Maybe the face that you have too. And then like circle is pretty common too. You won't really see heart and square very often, or like triangle or anything like that, but yeah, sometimes you will. Alright, so now that you have these circles laid out, you're going to create another layer on top, or in this case, just like draw the same darkness that you did. The eyes, nose, mouth. So, Actually, on the guideline thing, I'm going to label each one. So this one is going to be circle or rounded. This one's going to be oval. This one will be heart, and this one will be square. Okay, so now go back up onto the layer that you did above the eyes. Now for a circle, the jawline is going to be pretty, it's going to be wide in width. It's going to be very circular, kind of like the oval, except the oval has a thinner jawline. So what you're going to do, you're going to start just maybe like inch. Yeah, I would call that an inch, like over an inch to the left of like your left eye, inch to the right of your right eye, etc. So, and go ahead and go down, and you're going to start your jawline about right there. Curve it. And yeah, so yeah, as I told you earlier, I'm used to drawing the like circles first and then the faces inside the circles. So if you see me like correcting my mistakes, then yep. Alrighty, so that's better. I guess it's obviously not straight by any means, but we can work with it. Alright, so the second one's an oval. It's kind of like the circle, except the jawline is a little thinner. Kind of made a mistake down there. I make mistakes with where the jawline is all the time, so if you make that same mistake too, no worries. It's normal. And then, yep, I made a mistake with the facial placement, so I'm gonna go ahead and move that down. Okay. Yeah, the mouth and the eyes don't really line up, but yeah, we can work with it. Alright, so now for the heart shape, the chin or the jawline is very narrow. So it's kind of more like larger at the top, you know? Kind of just goes down like that. And I'm sorry if you hear dogs barking in the background. You can blame my neighbors. So curve it down like that. Alright, so yeah, obviously this is not perfect by any means. I'm a perfectionist, so oh nope. Thank goodness for Control Z. So yeah, I'm gonna fix that. Alright, yeah, like I said earlier, it's not going to be perfect. This is just practice after all. But it just, yeah, I tend to do this a lot. If you join one of my live streams ever, you'll see that I erase quite often. Alright, so now, square. That name's pretty obvious. Like the jawline is very squared, kind of like a curved square. Sort of circular, but cubular at the same time, if you know what I mean. So that's the square. Fix the face. Alright, so I'm not gonna give these characters hair, even though they probably need them to hide their faces, because holy cows. But I think, like, the other thing I'm probably gonna add is, like, ears, just to kind of show you where that goes. So, like, in between the nose and the eyes, is where the ears would go. And you can draw like guidelines if you need to, so it'd pretty much just be like bottom of the nose, pupil. That's basically what it would be. It's bottom of the nose, pupil. That's where your ear would go. And it depends on your character. Like, some characters have big ears, some characters have small ears. So some of these characters I'm gonna give big ears. Some of them I'm gonna give small ears. So if you see me drawing different shapes, it's because I'm experimenting. gonna give this person bigger ears. Just a little bit. Some Kylo Ren ears. I'll give this person smaller ears. And I'm not trying to make these perfect at all. Okay. I'm not gonna try and add any, like, the neck either. Alright. So here's your facial shapes. And so this is just like the basics. Rounded, oval, heart, square. Of course, there's like other facial shapes too. Like there's triangle, like I mentioned earlier. Triangle is pretty much just something along this line. The temples go really far out, and the jawline is narrow, kind of like a heart, except the temples are, or like the forehead area is larger. So, yep, that's a triangle. Okay. So then, now what I'm going to do, so I'm just going to go in and I'm going to alter some little details. So let's get rid of these guidelines here. Actually, yeah, you know what, I'm going to draw on the neck, because that's kind of bothering me. And I'm going to expand the canvas. So 300 by 300. I'm going to combine those two layers together. Select this top row. Bring her on up. Now we can draw necks. These necks are probably going to be very unproportionate, but yeah, keep in mind, this is just practice. Alright, so necks and shoulders, just to give you the basic idea. Alright, so now I'm gonna change around some facial details and stuff. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna copy this person right here. Copy him. And now let's make a new canvas. So let's just do, I don't know, 1,000 by 1,000. Paste them on in. So now we're gonna do this as a comparison, sort of. Put the old one here and new one here. Alright, so these two are side by side. Twins! Alright, so now this one has the god-awful facial thing that I just did, and then this one has the god-awful facial thing I just did too. So, here's what we're gonna do. Why is this moving? I did not do that. Oh, I guess I did. Okay, so we're gonna change the eye shape first. So first of all, let's erase this eye. We're gonna make this eye more narrow. Like so. And then make this one more narrow as well. And look at how much that already... Okay, yeah, I'm gonna bring this eye in. Because I don't have guidelines here, it's kind of like... weird. Alright, so like, just by changing the eye shape, do you see how much that already changed the character? Like, it definitely changed a lot. And then you can go in and change stuff like the eyebrows too. Like, you can make them thinner, you can make them thicker. In this case, I'm going to make them thicker. So yeah, that's already changing it quite a bit. And maybe for another example, let's like make her lip thicker. So now like that completely almost looks like a different character, right? Like, it really does. Like, this character has thicker eyebrows, smaller eyes, thicker lips. You can do other things too, like, change the facial structure. You can change the nose size, nose shape, make their neck thicker, thinner, give them tonnage, muscles, stuff like that. So I know that these aren't the prettiest of people, but that kind of just gives you the main idea about how to change characters. So, facial shapes and features of the face: eyebrows, eyes, nose, lips, etc. So now what I'm going to do is, let's erase this person. I'm going to paste this person back in. And we're going to change the expression of the right character. So we're going to turn this character from happy to, let's say, sad. Because it's a gloomy day outside. So when they're sad, their eyes kind of narrow, right? So you're going to narrow their eyes just a little bit. It's not just in the eyebrows. It's with everything else too. Like, it's with their posture. It is with their eyebrows too, but there's so many other factors to it. Then with her eyebrows, you're going to have it arched down like so. Sorry, that's my stomach. And then what you're going to do is, change the mouth. So edge of the mouth, lines up with the pupils. You're going to just put a frown on their face. So as you can see, that definitely changed things. They definitely do look sad now. It all depends on how you change the mouth, eyes, eyebrows. Of course, there's other things you can do too. It depends on how dramatic you make the expressions. Like, if the character's screaming, for example, you would bring their jawline down. You would scrunch up their eyes. You would make their eyebrows arch down dramatically. You would have lines in between their eyebrows to show where it's scrunched. Stuff like that. In this case, it's really not dramatic. But whenever you arch up your eyebrows, when you're worried, you're still going to have lines here. So let's go ahead and add those. So then here's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to make this person angry. But I'm not going to copy and paste this character this time. I'm going to make them angry based off of this. I'm going to make them really angry. So narrow the eyes even more, because they're really mad. You can already tell that this character's being angry just by me narrowing their eyes. At this point, it looks really weird. Mostly because I've erased so much. And then if you want to, you can add the eye squints. That really adds a lot. And then you're gonna arch their eyebrows down. Put in those angry lines. And now let's just make her kind of baring her teeth. Once again, this is definitely not perfect. So yeah, now you can definitely tell that this character looks angry just from changing the position of the eyes, upper and lower. You changed her mouth, made it open instead of closed, or you changed the shape of it, and you changed the shape of the eyebrows. So all these things can change the emotions of your character, as well as the facial structure. Facial structure means everything when it comes to character designing. facial structure depends, like if a character's old or young. Like for example, an older character's face sags, or they have wrinkles, stuff like that. Sometimes their eyes sink in. Whereas like with younger characters, they have very soft features, especially babies. Like they have round faces and big eyes, and like everything looks soft and small. And the older you get, the more harsher things become, and the more lines are created. Like I mentioned earlier, wrinkles. So I believe that is all I'm going to say for this lesson, since it's just about facial structure. It's really not about anything else. I believe, yes, in the next lesson, I'm going to be covering like hairstyles, and I'm probably going to be covering just hairstyles. And then in the next one, I'll probably be covering like body shapes and clothes. So, yep, thank you all for joining. I know this was a pretty short tutorial, mostly because it just covers like a few really tiny things. And yeah, like I said, my next tutorials will probably be like more extensive, especially like the last one I'm wanting to do about character designing. So I hope this is helpful to you guys, and I will see you in the next tutorial.